You know what they say about history? History is like a story. Everything's connected. Yeah, that meaning you can take someone like Benito Mussolini and connect him to the guy that invented fire. And you might be asking,
That doesn't make any sense. What do you mean everything connects together?
shut up. So, today what we're gonna do, we're gonna take someone random out of history and then make a 5-minute rant about him. The wheel has chosen man, myth, legend, Genghis Khan. Don't worry about it. See, Genghis Khan didn't exist for all of time. He had to be born at some point. So our context for Genghis Khan is that he was born. See, there's a debate going on about when Genghis Khan was actually born, because we don't know. See, those 3 years are 1155, 1162, and 1167. You didn't hear that. There's evidence that supports all 3 of these years, so we can't settle on just one, you know. Now, Genghis Khan, he went through a lot in his first early years. He wasn't Genghis Khan. His name was Temujin. I'm not saying that right. See, when Temujin was about 9 years old, his dad died. And that's a part of his lore now. At one point in time, Temujin got a little tired of his half-brother, and when worse comes to worse, and there was no more food passed around, his half-brother had to leave. By killing his half-brother, it really showed off his style of leadership, not only being determined, but ruthless. There was another point in time where Temujin was a teenager, and he got captured by a rival tribe. See, you would think that's bad at first, but don't worry, Temujin escaped, kind of lived on his own for a while. His survival skills helped him be a great military leader. As he lived in the wild and went around to meet people, it helped him develop alliances, which can be parallel to how he united the Mongol tribes into what is now Mongolia. Hello, Genghis Khan. One thing led to another. See, the most important thing Genghis Khan did was he reunited the Mongol tribes, which turned into what is now Mongolia. Genghis Khan did this in 3 main ways. The first way he did it was by going against tradition. See, Genghis Khan didn't discriminate by social class. He discriminated based on your skills. You're good at one thing, you do that thing. Doesn't matter if you're rich, poor. The second way he did it was by uniting the rival tribes with common goals. For example, money. If 2 tribes were fighting this one tribe because that one tribe stole their money, well, Genghis Khan would use that. So those 2 tribes, they would become one tribe. And then the tribe that stole money, they're dead. The last way he connected the Mongol tribes was through marriages and treaties. Obviously, treaties means he just kind of made a few peace treaties between a few tribes. But marriages, see, Genghis Khan, he had a lot of wives. Because he had so many wives, he also had a lot of children. Children he could marry off to rival tribes, make peace treaties. So after a few years of doing all that and just making friends all around Asia, it became the Mongol Empire. Then it all fell apart a few years later. But those Mongol tribes are what is today Mongolia. The legacy of Genghis Khan can teach us a lot of things, really. The lesson I'm going to choose is the double-edged nature of our actions. You see, when you make an action, it has a consequence. Consequence doesn't necessarily mean bad. You see, in Genghis Khan's case, he did a few things, really. When Genghis Khan was reuniting the Mongol tribes, he killed a few people, he made a few people. He killed a few ideas, and he shared a few ideas. What's most important is that every action Genghis Khan made, not only were there good and bad consequences, but they were big consequences. We can apply that lesson to our lives in a few different ways. It gives you another reason to think through every action you make in every day. Every action you make could end up like one of Genghis Khan's. Something really good in the future, something really bad.
Simple. Watch the ball. Control one of the biggest continuous empire in the entire world. 17% of the entire world is all of Asia. And of course, doing this, they did lots of genocide, killed a ton of people. Good 11% of the entire world population. Rookie numbers, but whatever. Yeah, still around 40 million people, and there were around 400 million people alive at the time. So, good 1/10 of them. He also had a ton of children. You may have heard that he had 1 in 200 people are related to Genghis Khan. I really think he's related to a genocidal maniac. He is, but not what happened. He started the Silk Road. You've all heard it. We've done too much on it. We peddled trade across all of Asia to Europe. And without the Mongol Empire, trade wouldn't have been such an important factor for all of Europe and the Europeans as a whole. Because the Mongol Empire peddled trade, people wanted to find a trade route to Asia and wanted to find America. The Silk Road was the largest transfer of ideas and technology in the entire world at that time. So, Getting rid of that would stifle the Enlightenment for years. Then there's the Industrial Revolution. Got trains. Industrial Revolution. America, Germany, the two superpowers in the Industrial Revolution. What happens? There's no America. Germany has a monopoly over the entire industry. And that means a lot for World War I, World War II, because they have all the power. They can do everything they want to. Imperialism is simple. You have America, the Americas, but we don't know they're there. It would have entirely changed the dynamic of people wanting the Americas themselves, and of course, it's killing us. But even though if Europe wins the next war, we all know how World War II ends. Simple. However, what if it didn't? What if Germany won? Of course, there'd be a Cold War. There wouldn't be a Cold War in the first place. There's American drop bombs, and there's no Cold War fighter bombs, arms, space race. There's no NATO, there's no Warsaw Pact, there's nothing.